Hey guys, so this is a follow-up on my Dio experiments. Uh, the one that I posted before with the Styrofoam. Um, Although I'm showing you some other things, this is the alien snake creatures, which I've been working on. Basically just chewing gum. Um, this one was threads from a tie I took apart with all different colors. Came out really cool. This one just black thread, and then this one is dryer lint with little pieces of fabric glued to it, and sharp pieces at either end are shards of a plastic from cottage cheese container lid. So this is the final rendition of the Dio experiment with the Styrofoam. I first did what I said. I put the tea remnants on it, attaching it with tacky glue. It looked terrible. So then I went outside and I found a piece of crumbly cement. Right next door, there's a electrical room right outside there. Someone dumped a couple small pieces. And as often happens, later I was taking the garbage to the dumpster, and someone had thrown out a whole bag full of socks. So I was able to use the socks in this manner. I put the pieces of cement in the sock, and then I have a big rock by our door to brace the door. Took my hammer and just smashed it inside the sock, and then I brought it in and used it. The problem with this is, not only is it a very small strip, so you'd have to basically have a different background behind it, but it took forever to cover up all the white. Basically, I had to, use a tweezers and hand glue everything that had white showing, and you still see little bits here and there. So I think it looks pretty cool, but it's not worth the effort. Not at all. So I would say that is a fail. So, one other thing I did is took a tea bag, folded it over, glued it together, and then I painted it. And I'm going to be painting it when I get my paints, and it'll be like a little satchel. There's a thinner one. So, speaking of what I found outside this week, I mentioned the socks that I found, and I like this one in particular. It's a cat foot. So, like I said, I saved those for various and sundry things. Like here, I took the label off this. It was sticky, so I just stuck a sock on it. I took that tie apart. That's where I got all those different colors. There was an apron I saved for the black fabric. My wife brought me two pieces, actually three. You see two here of sewer drain pipe, which will be an interesting base. The third piece I put, I'll show you. The third piece I put in my painting station. I put it inside the cottage cheese container down here to weight it. And I mounted a fan here that rotates, so when I want to paint, I can just, rotate it. And the base is sturdy because it's got that heavy weight in it. So let's look at some of the other stuff I found. Well, I always pick up certain rocks. This was from cold medicine that I have been taking. These little parts were from these two perfume sprays that I found. This was also one of the tops of the perfume. These are all parts of the perfume sprayer. I found this wire nut, and I had split the little cap that goes on the tacky glue, so this works great for that, in case you have the same problem. This is from my creamer, coffee creamer, the quercetin pill thing that I used. Put some gum behind. I'm going to paint that for a panel. So, person had left a box by the dumpster, and it had some kind of piece of furniture in it, but it had all these cool pieces. The ring in particular, I thought was cool. Anytime I can get a perfect circle, I pick those up. Other things I found this little turtle bead. My wife threw out her used up deodorant, and I was thinking this thing you could cut and use as a action figure base peg. Found a bunch of pennies. It's the top to squirt guacamole. A couple things from chewing gum. A couple prescription boxes, and a bottle. I use those for my prescription eye drops. So this black crepe paper was in this container here. It's kind of interesting. That's a battery container. This was Parmesan cheese, and it works great for because it has the one side you can just dump, and the other side is the holes. Again, gum. This is what it looks like when you put two different kinds of dried tea together with some soil that you've sifted. I recommend, just to get one of these simple little sifters, that you can get all the little rocks and wood out, and then you have that nice soil there for ground cover. Yeah. So, this is a piece of metal that was cut from something like that. Of course, you have to be careful because it's sharp. But this is the inside of the tie. I'd never taken a tie apart before, but this was like the inside of it. And then this is also, I thought, who knows what you can use these for? I have some idea. Sorry, I was off frame there. There you go. Okay, well, in the future, you'll see me use some of this stuff. Oh, I did find this too. They had broken the glass in the frame, so they threw the whole thing out. And so I took the frame, and there's multiple pieces of cardboard in there. So I think that's about it. And we'll see what some of this stuff becomes in the months to come, if anything. So, for the alien snakes and the failed styrofoam base experiment, I'm out.